That's all right. No, go on. Just quickly. You were just saying.
No, we can't say that now. Anyway, you.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, David.
Stephen with a PH.
I'm David with a TH.
Yeah. How you doing? You good?
I'm all right, actually. I do have slight flatulence this evening.
I did smell that. Unfortunately, my nostrils were invaded by your guts.
But it's all right.
We've got someone else with us today as well.
Hello. What's your name?
My name is Cavin.
Kevin.
Oh, something I forgot to say. Kevin, if it's blurry either side throughout, it's absolutely fine. When it gets all uploaded, it's fine. So don't worry if the connection gets funny. We're all good. All right? That's the homework that you forgot to say about.
It is.
Something else.
I don't think I normally call it homework. I normally call it admin. God. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping, yes.
Yeah, so we were nearly there. So, Kevin, how do you know Kevin?
How do I? Do I know you?
Yeah, you didn't. You meet
Oh, did
him
I? Oh, yeah.
when you went to Margate.
Yeah. So when I was in South Africa, I went over there for a couple of weeks with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
An amazing time. And then
Funny when you say girlfriend.
Girlfriend?
Yeah,
partner?
girlfriend. Like, girlfriend's like when you're 4 and you have a girlfriend.
Girlfriend? Was she partner?
You got a girlfriend, Kevin?
Yeah, I do have a girlfriend. Yeah,
He's got loads of girlfriends. He didn't know what to say. He's got them wrapped up.
No, I only have one. I'm a faithful man. I stick to one. No, I
Yeah,
only have one.
you look faithful, to be fair.
He looks like a 3-woman man.
Classic.
Anyway, so when I was in South Africa, I went to this lovely restaurant
Called.
I need to get to that point, so I can't remember. I went to this restaurant that was right on the sea, like stunning, beautiful views, and we got told to book a particular table or try to get a particular table. It was just magical, and we got served by this young man who was an absolute superstar. Lovely, very personable, knew about the food, recommended the food we should eat, and was like genuinely just really just a nice person to be served by. And I found that a lot in South Africa. There was we met lots of lovely people, and I've stayed in touch with this man because I briefly had a little bit of a chat. We started talking about football, which is never a good thing when you're a Tottenham Hotspur supporter.
Have you got a Manchester United top on there?
Now that's a Harvest top. Instead, it's not a Manchester. It's a Harvest Academy top. It's my own brand.
This is his team.
Yeah.
So we got talking about football, and we could go a little bit. You will explain in a second. We got a little bit further down, and I said about how we do a podcast. So we basically stayed in touch, had a little bit of a chat, and thought, do you know what? It'd be bloody brilliant to get someone on the other side of the world, or somewhere near the other side of the world, and
lo and behold, he's here.
He's here, and just to get a point of view on what an amazing fella this is. Seriously.
Yeah. So, because Dave couldn't remember the restaurant that you worked in, what is the name of the restaurant you work in that you met Dave?
It's called Harbour House Restaurant. So it's
Harbour House
in Cockpit. Yeah, so it's Harbour. So where the boats, the fish, and everything arrives. So it's just at the harbour.
Nice.
So
okay.
Stunning. Yeah, stunning. There was a seal there. Seal jumping up.
Did you eat
Yeah. No. But there's people like, as soon as people come to the edge, don't they, the seal arrives because the seal thinks he's getting fed.
Yeah. So where
The
are
fish
you
are-
now? What town are you in?
So now I'm in Fishhook.
In South Africa.
Fishhook.
Is it called Fishhook?
Fishhook, Cape Town. Yeah.
That's amazing. I think you're our first international guest. Is he not? Is he not?
No. You've just
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you did.
I think it was just
You
side effect.
fucking did.
I did tell you I've got a funny
Don't
stomach.
look at me, try lying, because that is going to stink. That's bang out of order.
I did
We're
tell you
trying
I've
to be
got a funny
serious.
stomach.
I don't care.
Anyway, so you're from somewhere called Fishhook.
Somewhere. That's in South Africa.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great name. And were you born there?
Now, I was born in Zimbabwe originally. I'm from Zimbabwe originally. So I migrated
Ah,
to South Africa.
okay. So tell us about yourself, because obviously Dave came back and he was talking about you quite a lot. Um, and saying because you've got a football academy, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
So how did you get into that?
Um, so I'll try to be, I think, more into detail about it. I moved into South Africa 2012, which was, yeah, the year I just finished my studies. Then I came to South Africa just to look for a better living and for greener pastures. Um, because I was staying with my two sisters back in Zim, and my brother was already here in Cape Town, in South Africa. Um, so the reason why I migrated from Zimbabwe to coming to South Africa was for me to pursue my dream, because I always want to be a soccer star, a football player when I was growing up. But I think with the situation that I grew up in, my parents passing away when I was still a young boy, my dad passed away when I was 6 months old. Now, and my mom passed away when I was just turning 15 years old. So
Wow.
it was a
Oof.
little bit of a challenge, yeah, to grow up in that circumstance whereby there's no parents and I have to, you know, be a parent of my own, with the challenges up and down. So, but I really wanted to play football. The only thing that was on my mind was football. So my brother said, "Hey, come to South Africa. You can pursue your dream here in South Africa. There's so much opportunity." Then I was like, "Oh, okay, that's so good." Then I migrated to South Africa, coming to where I am right now. I started playing, but unfortunately, situation happened. I broke up my knee ligament
Oh,
when I just played like
ouch.
three 3 years, yeah. And then I need to go for an operation. But I couldn't go for an operation because I was afraid that I might not play anymore. So I just decided not to go for my operation. The date was set, but I didn't go.
Oh,
Just that I
wow.
was like,
So have you still got a funny
yeah, I
leg?
was not, yeah. So I was just like, I still struggle with my left leg, here and there, but I think it's much better now. I can still play, but not for quite long.
And how old are you?
So that was,
30, 31?
yeah, I'm turning 31 this year.
Still a youngster.
See, I actually thought you were quite
Yeah.
young. I thought, to me, you look, maybe about 22.
Wow. Thank you for the compliment. I feel young, eh?
He's not. He's taking the piss.
No, no, he
No, he
does. He
does. He
looks
does
looks
look like a
well
youngster. I
young.
did. I did say he looked like a young Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, no, you are well young to be fair. So
Oh,
so
Yeah.
so then you what are you saying? So then so you started the football academy, and then what, people from like around come and you train them.
Yeah. So I always see kids playing in the street. After I dropped my soccer boots, done with football, I started working at where I met Dad. So that's the restaurant that I went to look for job because football was no longer existing in my life because I was done. I couldn't play any more competitive football, so I decided to look for work. And then I found myself into retail trade. Then from retail, I went into hospitality. That's where I started working at Harbour Scope Bay 2016, 2017.
Okay.
Then I fall in love. I fall in love with meeting new people, and but then what I used to do is every money or every tip that I would get from work, I would put it in a tin or I would put it in a jar. So my whole idea was I want to get football equipment and then I would start teaching kids who are already in the streets. Um, the boys that I would see that they don't have the facility to go and play or they don't have money to travel to go for trials. So in my heart, I was like, this is the same thing that I went through when I was growing up. because I didn't have money to travel to go and play or to go to compete in other places because of not having enough funds or not enough help support from my relatives that were there when I was growing up. So I could see that the kids they want to play but they don't have the resources. So I would save each and every day. I would save a 200 rand and or a 300 or maybe a 50 rand. I would put it in a jar until I got. I think it was about 2.7. Then I went to buy some soccer balls, a little bit of corn, and then I had three kids in 2016, 2017. Yeah, 2016. I had three kids that I was teaching in the parking area. So it was not a field; it was just an open space where people sit and eat. And then I would go there each and every Saturday and then teach them how to play, you know. And it happened for a quite long time until the kids they were five, they were six, seven, and then becomes
Wow.
like 15, and then but it's different age groups. It's like an under 10, an under 13, there's under 17 there. You know, it's not really a one set of age groups. So I had different age groups. Uh, and they
That
always
is
ask me one
amazing.
question. I still remember there's this boy who asked me, Coach, are we gonna able to compete one day because our age group is not the same? And
Mm.
you know, it's so hard to answer a child who is putting, you know, the trust and everything into you that one day we are going to be, you know, we're gonna be a team, we're gonna compete. So I always tell them that one day we are going to compete. Funny enough, you
Absolutely.
know, yeah, you know, just to fast forward it, that's how it started. I think 2019, I was able to register two teams of under 12 and under 13. And then the journey begins, you know, like with I think about 18, 19 kids. And then, yeah, that was, that was, the journey. That's where it begins.
So
That's
that's really
brilliant. That's
cool,
so cool,
isn't
isn't it?
it? And you're just doing that like
Yeah.
volunteering, like you're and just really to help other people, other children like you when you were younger, just to follow their dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must make you feel like good. Must make you feel really good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it really, as I always say, my, my, my drive or my passion is all coming from, you know, the way I grew up, you know, the way I was raised, and seeing these kids of the generation or the community that we are living now, we we tend to smile, but we are not okay inside. So
No.
Mm.
it's always bringing the that smile that comes within our hearts and within our mindset, because so much people are smiling, but they are not healed inside. So I
Mm.
think for me, it was just the first thing that I have to do is to heal for myself, to accept it that I couldn't
Mm.
play in professional level. And then I was okay with that. And the next step was, what do I do even if I couldn't make it in my time, or if I didn't pursue my dream? There's still another chance of pursuing my dream, but in a different platform, you know.
Mm.
It's not me now who is playing, but it's the kids who are playing. And these kids now, they have a smile and they have something that they look up to, you know. And for me, it's just a blessing to me to have that platform, or to create that platform whereby the kids will come and enjoy and feel like they are worthy, you know, and express their feelings, emotions, you know. Um, I think I did talk to Dave the other time when we met. I'm like, you know, the generation that we are right now, besides football is just an instrument for me that I could reach to so many boys, because I
Mm.
think the world now has turned around to say the girl child is have to be protected, the girl child need to be looked after, but no one is looking after the boy child. You know,
No.
we are suffering so much, you know, in terms of our emotions, our feelings. We can't express, we can't say that I'm hurt, you know. we can't say that we are not strong because the world and the community they've made us say you are strong, you can do this. But no, we are not strong. We need to be head
Yeah.
out. I believe when I was growing up, I always tell myself that I could look after myself because I started looking myself when I was too young. So I thought I could do it, or I could hide the pain and the emotions that I was going through
Yeah.
until I reached to another level whereby the anger and the trauma that I went through, I could put it through the kids. I could put my anger and my frustration on football, you know,
Mm.
and does affect the, the people that you're leading. So it was really a quite of a journey for me to heal, to find my path, and then to accept it. And then
Mm.
in that same process, the kids that were coming to me, they were not just kids, but they were such a blessing of kids that they went through the same thing that I went through. But at that moment, I didn't realize these kids, they're really going through what I went through. So it was like I was seeing myself into the kids, like, oh wow, this kid
Yeah.
is going through the same thing that I went through. So how could I help this child? So we create an environment which is called the Choose the Club. So a Choose the Club is whereby we gather as boys, we sit and we say, boys, let's speak out. What do you feel? How are you feeling today? What can we
It's
help?
really good.
To to create that platform as we feel like. I believe we want to create a family that everybody. When I look to my friend, he's able to speak out that I've been abused at home. I haven't ate for 2 days. I haven't. But now with the boy child, no one is looking into that.
Mm.
And I've seen it. You can still get to be an old man or to be a husband of somebody or to be but you're still not able to express your feelings and emotions.
Mm.
Like
So,
your wife will not able to understand how you were feeling or how was work or how did you go through your day because you were told when you're growing up that you won't let your emotions out. You can't express how you felt during the day. So now we are having
yeah.
a generation whereby men are super, they are so angry, they can't express it. It's just, the world is no longer the same. But we are trying to
No.
create the environment whereby kids, when they get to my age at 30, they can able to say, I'm not okay, I'm weak, I've been going through this. But the moment they don't say it out, it's going to affect them on a long run. So, yeah, that's
You're doing an
more
amazing job.
like, yeah,
Amazing job. Well,
yeah.
when you were saying about the pain that you had to deal with, sort of like trauma and that, where did that come from, and how did that like manifest? How did it come out? How did you sort of deal with it? What was it basically? What was your
Oh,
trauma, and
so what?
how did you deal with it? Huh? I think.
So what happened? My mom was married to another dad. Like I had a stepdad. Uh, so my dad passed away when I was 6 months old, and then my mom got married again to another man or to another husband. So we were staying in a big family. It was an extended family. My mom's family and the kids and my siblings and his husband with his own kids and his family. So we had two
Yeah,
families from my mom's
yeah,
side and from my stepdad's family. So when my mom passed away now, the only relationship that was left was me just staying with my stepdad's siblings, my stepdad's children or their family. So I was the only child that was among another family, but we are not related. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to
yeah. No,
explain.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Two,
no, absolutely,
yeah,
yeah.
two families. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So there was so much was going on because my mom passed away now. There's no one who was standing on the gap to make sure that I'm taken care of.
Mm.
And I was still so young, to experience things that I went through, as an orphan, the abuse, things were not just so going on in terms of what I expected to, not having enough of my school fees not being paid, you know, not getting the right clothes at the right time, not getting textbooks, not getting my stationery for me to go to school, not getting the food, you know, doing all those chores at home. I was the only person who was like, so that environment for me, it was just, it was the worst environment that I would want to be, and knowing
Was
that
your
your parents, they
stepdad?
are normal.
Sorry, to interrupt you. I think there's a slight delay. I was going to ask, was your stepdad and your stepdad's extended family, were they not very nice and loving to you?
Yeah, 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 yeah. They were not.
That's a shame. Is because
Yeah.
obviously, was he with your mum for a while, or was it a short time?
No, when my mom was still there, everything went like everything seems like it's sweet. It was like a sweet family, It was like
Mm.
it was just the family they coated with some chocolate outside, but then real inside you could see that there's something that here we are lying to one another. But with our mom, with our parents back then, you won't tell them that no, this thing, no, the signs and symptoms were there to say we are not getting along here. But because of our parents, they just believe in love that now I have to stay for my husband. And every time I try to explain that, this is what's going on to me or this is what's happening to me, she won't really listen because she wants to be the good woman, the good mother to the husband. So sometimes she had to take not my side, but my stepdad side, every time I report, this is happened, this what happened, she won't hear that, and yeah,
Mm.
so it was kind of, you know,
Yeah, not very nice for you at all. So how did you? So when your mum passed and sort of the relationship with your stepdad wasn't very good, how did you? So you were, sorry, 15 when your mum passed, 16.
yeah,
And what age were you when you moved to to South Africa?
um, 18, I guess 19, yeah, 19 years.
So how was that sort of that 2 3 years in your life after your mum passed? If that, I know it's a pretty heavy question.
Yeah, it was, uh, if I was to rewind it, I don't want to really have it in my mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's not. Then it's not very
something that,
nice for you
yeah,
to.
it's something that I have tried to deal with and then just I don't really, as I say now, is I'm teaching the boys or as I'm giving other guys some some help. I would say everything that happens in our life happens for a reason. You know,
Hmm.
it either makes you strong or it can make you weak. But I
Hmm.
believe for me, it made me strong. It made me to be the person who I am today. It really molded my character. It really molded my the person that I am today.
Hmm.
If I didn't go through what I went through from 15, 16, 17, I think I won't be able to understand the kids that are coming to me right now. I won't be
Yeah.
able to help those kids that are coming right now because I'll be like, no, I don't understand you. I don't hear you. So I really take that as it was really a phase where I had to learn the hard way for me to be able to help um, whoever comes now and tell me their story or wants the touch of a help. Because yeah, 99% of the kids that I'm with today, they are staying with stepdad, they're staying with uncle, grandma, grandpa, they're not staying with their biological parents. So I really understand and I really know and I really know how they are feeling each and every time when they explain their story, or they don't want to talk about it because of how things are going at home. So yeah, and
So that is is that a fairly normal thing in South Africa where um, parents die and leave children behind, I guess, and then they live with the family? Is that a fairly prevalent thing?
I would say it's more of a cultural thing because uh, okay, um, normally when parents die or when your relatives that are close to you, they are the ones that you need to take the responsibility of looking after you when your parents die.
Right.
And in most cases, the relatives that volun that volunteer that volunteers to say we're gonna look after Kevin or we're gonna look after Dave, they just do it on the funeral so that people would say, ah, everybody they said it, but they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do what they promised to do. You know,
Oh,
like,
right.
oh, we're gonna take the initiative to pay for his school fees, to buy him food, to buy him clothes, to take him to school after he finished school. We're gonna look after him. It's only it's only words that they say on the funeral, and then afterwards they don't do it. They don't do that.
Sheesh.
The
That's really
same thing as
horrible, isn't
well.
it?
The same Yeah, the same thing with here in South Africa. The most kids that I'm dealing now in South Africa is either the mom get pregnant when they're still young, or maybe she's 18, she get pregnant, and then the boyfriend ran away from the responsibility because they were still young to to take the responsibility to get married or to be husband and wife. So the most pregnant that are coming is either by mistake or they did, and then they are still also young to look after the child. So what they do, most of the kids that are born, they are sent to the grandma, to the grandpa, and then the parents they will do run away from the responsibility. So now these boys, when they're growing up in an environment where there is maybe an uncle or there is auntie, and these uncles and aunties, they're not really gonna give these children the same love as their biological parents because it's just too much work on top of what they have already.
Yeah.
So it's just a pattern. It's just a pattern. If you wanna calculate or if you wanna do a research, you could find out that 90% of the kids here in South Africa, they either stay with the mom, the father is not there. You know, I always tell the other guys that most of the guys here in South Africa they are just sperm donors. They are not father figures because they run away from responsibility. If you're a
Right.
father, you would want to take responsibility of your child. You're ready to
Yeah.
support. You're ready to give love. Everything that your child has to do, you need to take care of that. But if you run away from your responsibilities, then you are just a sperm donor. You just pregnant ladies, then you run away and have. And it's so paining to see so much women who are working 24/7 just to put food on the table for their kids. But the men out there, they're running out.
So are
So
you
come
helping the
back to the
boys as
point.
well? Are you helping the boy children? When
Yeah,
you're speaking to them to be, don't run away. Stay with your wife or your girlfriend.
yes,
This is a real man. That
yes,
kind of thing.
yeah. So you see, we are trying to change this generation now to say, if 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 I went through that my father passed away or my father ran away from the responsibility, I don't want to do the same pattern of what my dad did before he died. You know,
No.
I want to change the world. I want to be the better version of my father. Because my father, if I want to look back and ask how was my father, because I didn't really meet my father because he died when I was 6 months old. But when I was doing some research and to ask what kind of father was he when he was alive? Was he someone who was taking responsibility? Was he someone who was an alcoholic? if I hear that he was an alcoholic or he was, a smoker and this, already I'm trying to change that pattern. Kevin now has to come in the picture and say, enough is enough. What my dad did is not the same person that I want to be. So with
No.
the kids now, we're trying to teach them that, regardless of the situation that you went through or what you have seen while you're growing up, that not determines you who you are going to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 2 years. Make a change. The change starts by you. Nobody's gonna come and try yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, who do you want to be in the next 2 years? Where do you want to be? So the football is just an instrument how to try to equip and to gather these boys because they love football so much. You know, and we'll find out
Yeah.
that loving the football is just the way of trying to 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 cover up their sorrows that they have inside.
Yeah.
They have so
The
much pain.
distraction, isn't it?
When, yeah, yeah, yeah. So when they come to play, they're just trying to come and release the emotion by running and playing football. They feel happy, they're excited, and then they're going back. But when they go back home, they're still facing the same challenges, the same situations that is waiting for them at home. So now, when we sit with them now, we're teaching them how to tackle, how to overcome the situation that they're going back and face at home.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm
It's just like
a bit
it is.
taken aback. So
Yeah, it's like the way that you're kind of talking about. There must be so many children that are just going to benefit from the work that you're doing. And have you got like future plans for maybe taking your school to other towns and things like that? Or
just to say one quick thing,
go
jump
on.
in. You're saying about the kids. Also, like my thought was, is also helping adults.
Yeah,
So obviously you've got fellas there that are helping. So that's hopefully gonna. It's not even, and hopefully it'll have a knock-on effect throughout the community as well. But sorry, yeah, I
yeah,
thought just
yeah. Well, yeah, that leads me on to probably a better question. You touched on earlier about men can't really express, if they're sad or anything like that. Generally in South Africa, is that a wide thing? Like, as in, men are, strong men. They're not. No one's allowed to be like depressed, or is there any kind of mental health help or anything for young men and boys?
Yeah, I think it's a really a big challenge. I think if I would call it, it's a virus that is
yeah,
just spreading over. Yeah, it's as I say that to this from the generation that we are right now, for us to be able to deal with it, it really needs so much people that can work and put their time on the edge just to help because even the men on themselves, the people that call themselves fathers and their parents already, they are already suffering from that. They are already going through a lot. It starts by running away from the responsibility, right? And then you start getting um uh messages or you start getting all this world talking to you that hey, you can't look after your family anymore. You are a weak man, you can't provide. So it continues and then it sits in the head. And then that delusion of now starting to come out from that kind of mindset. It's too late. That's why we're seeing now so much men or so much boys, they are running away, they are going into smoking drugs, taking drugs, committing suicide, not doing things because the world already on itself is putting words into their mindset that you can't do it anymore. You are a failure. You've struggled to make your family better, and that. So it really needs a strong mindset and a strong heart, to really bounce back and be yourself. To say, you know what, regardless of the mistake that I've done, regardless of the what I've done before, I can be a better person. I can be a better version of myself. I want to make things right. but we are not having those people who are ready or willing to do so. So it's really, yeah, it's really a challenge. So that's why we are trying to convince or trying to help this young generation, the 10 years old, the 15 years old, the 18 years old, that by the time they reach to a manhood, to become a man, they are already equipped that, in life sometimes even a man, you can fall 7 times, you can fall 10 times, but it's not about how many times you've fallen. It's about how you've bounced back, and overcome and turn things around. We hear so much stories about, how bad our life has been back then, how bad it was, but we have seen people changing their life from zero to become a hero, and so the boys as well, they need to be taught that at some point in life, things are just gonna go south when you want them to go east, or they're gonna go west when they want to go. So it's the turnaround. How do you, overcome, and how do you become,
Yeah, it's an absolute epidemic in this country at the moment.
Yeah, it's
What's
mental.
the so the what is it between 25 and 40 or 25 and 45? The biggest. Do you know what the biggest killer is of males between? I think it's in this country between 25 and 45, 25 and 40. Do you know what that is,
oh,
Kevin?
what is it?
Suicide.
Yeah, suicide. Oh,
Yeah, it's the biggest
yeah.
killer of males in that age. That just
Just blows my mind. You'd
like
think it would be like cancer
yeah,
or I don't know.
like the biggest killer in that age is ourselves. It's
And that's
actually
sad, isn't
ourselves,
it?
but that's bonker. Is it that bad in where sort of the area you live in, or in South Africa in general? Is it that bad?
It's very bad. Yeah, it's very bad.
Jeez.
It's very bad. So
God.
one, it's not only now individual. It comes to the society, the community, the economy, the government on itself, the whole world on itself. That it's, it's just dominating. And the world. I think if we could have people who are willing to change the world. But now the whole people now, I think they're just up to destroy and to kill. If I have to explain on that, we are not killing by stabbing someone, or we are not killing by shooting someone. We are killing by our own words that we deposit into somebody. We are
Yeah.
killing the generation by the ways that, there are a good example. I always tell the under 13s, under 14s that, sometimes the reason why these boys, they're coming and they're super angry, they have this bitterness on them, is because of the words that the parents are throwing into the kids. For an
Yeah.
example, if if my stepdad used to call me, "You're foolish, you're not something, you're not gonna make it in life, you are dumb, you know, you are useless, you know." So every time you get in the house and the parent or any sibling is telling you that, that's already sinking in your head that you're useless. You can't do anything. You can't make it in life. So 24 hours a day and then 7 days a week, 30 days a month, you have that same wording coming in your head.
Yeah.
By the time you want to try to do something and then it doesn't work out, you already tell yourself that you're a failure. So it's easy for you to commit suicide because you're saying, I'm not worthy to live in this society or in this community because I failed it. The worst thing is how if you try something or you did a mistake, then the world turns around against you to say, you've seen him, you have failed. We tell you that he's a failure. So we are killing our own society. We are killing our own world by saying things that doesn't build someone, doesn't build the character, doesn't produce the best out of me. But if you tell me that, Kevin, what you are doing is great, keep it up, I myself, I'm gonna go back again, I'm gonna try again, I'm gonna try again, I'm gonna try again until I get it right. But the world is killing people now. You can't make it in life. You are a failure. And it's not only people who are outside. It's our own parents, our own biological friends, that are killing us. Now we hear about someone commit suicide. Why did he commit suicide? he did pregnant another lady, and he was not ready to take responsibility. Oh, okay. So what happened? He just ran away. He killed himself.
Yeah.
It's because of the things that he was hearing, and it's super. I don't know. It's just paining each and every day to hear that.
Well, I tell you what, if you were told that by your stepdad, I'd hope by now you know that's absolute bollocks, and that
Not bollocks things.
or rubbish. If you don't know what bollocks, rubbish is absolutely whatever your stepdad told you. I hope by now, as an adult, as a fully grown adult, you know that it's absolute rubbish
Yeah,
what he was saying to you, because you've
yeah,
made like a huge difference. And I see your stuff on Instagram. I'll show you. You have to follow. It's really cool stuff they get up to, like proper. They were at a big stadium recently, weren't you?
yeah.
Took the kids there and showed them all around. Like,
I bet.
it's
I bet.
incredible. Honestly, I'm not even just saying it to.
I bet you've saved so many people's lives.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I did tell Dave that last time I saved him is my purpose or my goal is to put a smile on someone's face. That smile must come from the deepest part of your heart.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
the only
beautiful.
yeah. So I think I would love to. I think you did ask me a question that what's the vision looks like or what's the plan. Um, the long-term plan. I would love to have a facility, or I want to have a big property where we get kids from different parts of the country or the world, um, staying in one place, trying to give them the adequate, education, teach them um, everything that needs to become a strong mentally, character-wise. Um, for now, I really need a clubhouse. I need a clubhouse whereby we can meet more often because we're only meeting 2 days with the boys. But I
Yeah.
feel like if we meet more days, feeding scheme, extra lessons in terms of their education, then the training in there will keep the boys busy, and then they have something that they want to look up to, just not going back home. And I would love to have the kids staying in the apartment. We have the bunk beds, we feed them, we check their routine every day, we check their diet, they go perform on the highest level. So I think my short-term goal for now, I would love to have a house whereby we do more sessions with the kids. We win more boys, we win more kids, and help as many as kids that I can. Just that I'm limited in terms of the resources, but I would love to get more numbers and
More helpers
be
as well, I
the
imagine.
I was gonna say. Yeah, just imagine
yeah.
you need how many kids do you in the three age groups? How many have you got that you're training?
So in total, I have 5 age groups. We have the under 10s, under 12s, under 14, under 16, and under 18. So every age group consists of 18 players. So I have 132 players registered now.
I know Dave wants to come over and help.
Yeah, no, I am.
You said that,
I'm
yeah.
going over when I next go over. We're not going over this year. Probably going to go over next year.
Yeah.
I'd love to just hang out and just train and.
He's not very good at football though because of the whole Tottenham's not good. So
But
I used to be.
Tottenham is doing better than Manchester United.
I think we're both crap, to be fair. I used to play right back. I used to play centre back and then right back. I used to be a proper.
what's that? It's
Oh.
like American football, isn't it? Right back.
Me and Kevin know the talk. Just shut up. He ain't got a clue about football. He's got no idea about football. That is a shitload of kids.
That is a load of kids.
Toddlers.
Or young adults as well.
Yeah,
to
that's what I
some
was
degree.
looking for. So that's loads. So how many people? So you're like Big Chief. You're like the owner of the team. What have you got? Who have you got below you? How many helpers have you got? So hands, people.
So we have we have 6 coaches, excluding me. So we have 6 coaches that does help with the coaching of the kids. So each and every department or each and every age group does have a coach and an assistant. So what we have done, we have tried to create our own philosophy or our own culture that if you reach to 18 years old, like all my boys that have turned 18 this year, they are starting now to teach the under 10. So for the past
Ah,
5 years, what they've learned, they're coming back and give it back to the community. So it's going to be like a channel whereby
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all start here and then we come back here. Yeah. So
oh, that's really
it's
good.
really working. Yeah.
It's got it absolutely
So
And
sorted,
it
hasn't
gives them a bit of a purpose as well. And because I guess the worry must be that they kind of get through the football and then they still
yes,
run away or get depression or whatever it might be. Whereas this time you're
yeah,
keeping them involved, keeping them, yeah,
yeah.
involved really. So that's really good. So, oh, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so believe me, I think all the boys that I think Dave, if you have seen, I put my boy that turned 18, I think 3, 4 days ago. That was the first boy that I started coaching when he was 9 years old, when I started in 2016. So now
Wow.
he's 18 years old, and he's now last year we give him an age group to say we want to see what you have learned for the past years that you have coached you or the last years that we have given you so much information helping. And guess what? He coached the under 14 and they won the championship. Um,
No,
and the, yeah,
that's
I'm telling you, I'm gonna
incredible.
send you a picture.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Please do.
so I will send you. So, for me, seeing somebody that I've taught from a 9-year-old until he's 18 years old and going back and producing such amazing results and leading an age group of a bunch of boys that are super amazed on what they learn each and every day, it's just, for me, it's just it comes up, it's just one person who have made, a
Yeah,
different change.
yeah. That
And
must
so
make you feel an absolute $1 million. It must make you feel amazing.
yeah, that's for me. That's pure gold. That's like that's yeah.
Oh,
Really, really happy.
is
Um,
that happy?
for me,
Oh, don't you
it's just
dare.
such a blessing.
It's your
And
Wi-Fi's gone
yeah,
off.
there's
Is
nothing
it?
more
Yeah.
I would ask for rather than seeing what I deposit in
Yeah.
somebody
See, it's
and
trying to
someone
connect to the
doing
top.
it and
Oh yeah.
doing it more than I expected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
we're
Sorry.
back. We're back. I don't know. Dave's Wi-Fi went off.
Yeah, it was
What are the chances of that?
typical.
That's
But no, but saying you must make you feel to have a lad that started at 9, then he reaches 18, and 9 years later, that must be incredible. And then you've got him back
Yeah.
into the system, you've got him
Yeah.
teaching, and then they won the championship.
And they won the championship. Yeah, they did. And we're looking forward for what 2025 is gonna unpack because we are taking him into the coaching. He's gonna do his D license coaching, the South African coaching license. He's gonna pay for his license when he does that. That will be the first introduction into the coaching setup. So we want him to get that certificate, and then he can start now his kind of a mindset on what does he want to do?
Yeah.
Does he want to go that way, that channel? Does he want to pursue more of that? So, yeah, it's up to him to decide on. But we have given him the platform to say, this is what we are thinking. We have seen you. So the other boys now, if they look up to him, they have
Mm,
a purpose. They have a reason why they would want to
mm.
keep on doing the right thing and following in his footsteps.
That's incredible. I think you should get some kind of award or sponsorship or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've obviously done like phenomenal things.
Where do you get the fund? Where does the funding come from?
Yeah,
How does it afford all of this?
uh, the funding, I think for the past few years, I was funding for the project. Every tip, every money that I was getting from work, I was always putting into it. I always put all the tips and all my salary into it. But now it's getting bigger each and every day. The high expectations, the resources that is needed, the equipment that is needed, transport, logistics, the food is just getting bigger each and every day. So you create a website. I always try to share the website with people that I meet at work, and people who are generously, they're always gonna donate something into their account, and then yeah, we get some funds that we can able to feed the boys, buy them kids, able to make them travel from one point to another, take them into tours. Last time I had to take the under 12 into the stadium. It's such a privilege for a small boy coming from a township to go and watch a professional game in a big stadium. It was a dream come true for most of the boys because they had to get a chance to watch a big player playing. So for me, it was like, let's change that. You must start feeling the professionalism now before you get into the professionalism. So taking them to the stadium was a kind of a eye opener for them to say, look, there's so much bigger picture that you could, or
Yeah.
there's a purpose to live. So yeah, so
It's
we're
brilliant.
still really looking for more donation, more fund because yeah, there's the numbers are growing each and every day, and the strain for me as well. I think working, supporting it, and it's becoming um, such a big thing. So now I need now to focus more into the system of the academy. How do you want to run it? How do you want to manage it? So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm so
There's a
grateful
lot of
what
money that
we
needs to.
yeah.
Well, you have to make sure we've got your link, and then we can
Yeah.
share it on
Yeah. Yeah.
on our socials, and
Yeah,
hopefully some people will send some donations as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
yeah.
yeah, I mean it's yeah, it's incredible. And is there anything else like this in South Africa? There other young men that are doing football groups and stuff like that, or is it just yourself?
There are different, people, organization, people there, but I think that we always do it in a different way. You know,
Yeah,
um,
of
I
course.
think it's always someone. As I said, I'm not bragging, but I'm saying most of the organization in the groups, people are hired to do things or to teach people what they didn't go through,
Yeah,
what they didn't experience. So they don't really have a good understanding on how to handle certain situations because they haven't been there before,
yeah. Okay,
Um,
that makes sense.
so for Harvest or for me to really get to know or get to have a best relationship with my kids is because I've been there before and I want to go, we always have this session whereby I go door to door to where these kids or to where these boys they stay, and we visit. We do what we call house visitation, to see, how the situation and the environment that they're staying. It's not a good environment. But for
Mm,
me to go into their house and humble myself to say I'm here to see where you're sleeping, it gives me another clear view, a better picture that there's more that we could do to a child. There's more that we could do to a body child. But several organizations, they just do things in the office, they get what they want, and then they send people to teach but they are not really getting to the bottom of their kids' heart and try to produce and I wish and pray that if all these organizations they could come up with a certain system and really do things not for money, but for the better future, or for the better boys generation to come.
yeah.
We would be a better world. We could be
Just
a better world. We could be.
just sometime when you go round the houses and you ask the like the boys to come to football, do they sometimes their parents say no, 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 Cavin, go away.
No, no. So, so what happens now? Listen to the.
It's
So
you, you
listen to
fucking
this.
idiot.
What? I thought they did.
Kevin's laughing. You just dropped into a different universe.
Because
So
I thought if they're at home, like, and they're getting like abuse and stuff like
Oh,
that.
no, I get where you were going with it, but it was just funny how you just the way you questioned it.
Sorry. Yeah, so that doesn't happen.
no, it doesn't happen. So they really want me to spend most of the time with the boys. So what I normally do, I normally each and every, I think after every 2 weeks, I do what we call a pick selection. So a pick selection is whoever is putting an extra effort at training session or on our group session. I always pick 5 boys, and then they will come into my apartment, and then I will cook for them. They will spend like 2 or 3 hours. They will play FIFA, PlayStation, just for them to feel loved and to feel that there is someone who always wants to do an extra mile. So I don't have a lot. So whatever I have, I always try to share with them and then to show them that it's not only about the big amount of things. So if we have to sit and buy a sandwich, we'll split that sandwich into 5, and then I'll later on in the night I'll take them back home, or I'll do what we call a boys' night. We can sleep together, we do games, and then in the morning I will take the boys back home. So that's how I normally do with this. And the
That's
parents
brilliant,
now,
that, isn't
we
it?
have created such a such a such a good relationship whereby the parents, even if the child is not at home, they know that Kevin, he does have our kids and they're in safe hands. So yeah.
That is, yeah. It's my things. Oh, you were talking so good, and my mufti fell off. It fell off, and it's just rolling down my jumper.
Oh, it's mufti.
It was so silly.
Right,
Okay, yeah, so that I mean that's phenomenal, and
that
it'd be really good
is
if we can try and spread the word so that you can get some extra help and maybe I don't know any kind of help at all. I don't.
Yeah.
we'll
I
get
really
all the links
appreciate it.
sorted out, and we'll put it when we send this out. We'll get we'll. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Okay.
Um, yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh,
Ah,
all right, we've disappeared. Sorry.
not sure what
We're
happened.
just saying we're just going to add when we put all this out. Might be next week, could be the week after. We'll put everything, all the links on there, and we'll just. You honestly, mate.
It's an incredible story.
Like we've had some pretty inspirational stories on here. We've we've chatted with 30 people, and some really touching stories and words. But what you've achieved, like by the sounds of it, pretty much under your own steam and your own. Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
you still hear us?
Can you still hear us? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
For what
regular.
you've achieved under your own
Like,
steam is my favourite.
No, it is.
Like, not my favourite song word, my most sort of memorable, inspirational story. Honestly, mate, I knew when I met you that you had something about you, and like to be able to achieve what you've achieved in, yeah,
Are you proud? Are you proud of what you've done?
yeah. I think if each and every day when I wake up, it's just another day that I'm always, willing to give. I know I would give more, and regardless of circumstances or resources, I always feel like there is someone out there who I can put a smile on. There is someone that I can change or I can transform life out there. Um, that's the mission, that's the vision. The vision of my of the Harvest Academy. If you could go on my website, it's always about identify, equip, and empower. That's my 3 words. That's my main goal. We have to identify, we have to equip and empower the person. So what I'm doing with the kids, I'm just identifying that there is a talent, then I have to equip that child to become a better father, a better man, and then empower and let him be and become a better person in the next generation. So that's all about harvest. Harvest coming. We want to harvest. If you plant your seed, you wait for some time, for that seed to germinate. But in the process, you always water the seed. You always put the manure, the fertilizer, and it's a journey, until you get your harvest. So
It's great.
takes a
It's a great
time,
analogy.
but then
It's a
the harvest.
great
I know
analogy.
what you're thinking. That's bloody brilliant. Anyway, right,
Yeah.
we've come. Have you got anything?
I've got one question for
Why are
you.
you holding it? You're fucking interviewing someone.
Because
Just hold it normally.
I've got one question. I've
Yes.
got a nosebleed, Dan, but it's fine. Panic over. What is your definition of love?
The definition of love.
Hmm.
Um, um,
It's tricky, isn't it? It's okay
it's
though.
quite.
We ask everyone, and then it always puts them on the spot. But yeah,
On the ropes. This
but
is like
but
the
this is
last
okay.
question.
It's the last question, and
His
we
face.
lots of people say lots of different things. But what is love for you?
Um, I think love for me, love conquers everything. Love covers everything. Love makes everything perfect. If you love yourself, if you love your neighbor, if you love your neighbor, you love yourself. You can't call you love somebody when you don't love yourself. So it all comes down to teaching these boys to love themselves. Because if you don't love yourself, you're gonna lie that you love somebody. Because if
Hmm.
you don't love yourself, how am I going to produce that I love Dave? I care for you. I need to care for myself first. Not that you are being self-centered, but I think the love starts within. It starts within your heart. If you love your heart, if you make things right with your heart, then that's love, and then I can be able to give it to somebody because I'm just pouring what I can pour to my next person. So I feel love conquers everything, love covers everything, and that's for me. That's for me.
I like it. That's good.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer. We've had all sorts of. It's just an interesting. Question to end on. But thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
much. It's been great having you on, and we'll make sure Dave's got your links so that we can share them and everything like that. This thingy keeps going off.
okay.
That's annoying, isn't it? And then yeah, it'd be good to keep in touch with us and let us know about the progress you're making.
Yeah. Now, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your broadcast. I really appreciate Dave. Shout out to you. We it was only last year we thought maybe 2025 is not gonna be, but here we come. We're on the broadcast. I remember when we talk
yeah.
about we're a little bit strangers, but then but now we're more than family. And I really appreciate you guys for giving me the platform and the opportunity to share what I would say. Yeah. Um,
No, pleasure. And
really means a
I
lot.
promised you I'd come
Means a lot.
back, and I'm definitely going to go back
Yeah.
and help. 100%. I can't genuinely. We're going to do this year. We're not going to be doing this year. We're going to be coming out next year. Definitely going to come back. Definitely going to
All right.
spend. I'm going to be sleeping on your sofa. I'm going to expect to be playing FIFA and being cooked for.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've
Yes.
definitely got to play FIFA.
I'll be,
Definitely.
yeah, I'll be using Manchester United. You're using Tottenham Hotspur. We'll see who's gonna win.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
That's amazing. Thank you,
thank you
Kevin.
so much, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Love you. Take care, mate.
Love you. All right.